Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cavanaugh's Corner. Today on the show I'm going to be talking about another release here in the Alfred Hitchcock Classics Collection. Of course, this is probably his most famous film that he's ever done, Alfred Hitchcock being the master of suspense. This is the movie that really cemented his legacy here, and even though it was a very controversial release at the time, this movie has really become an icon of horror films, and really, you know, it's one of the best films ever made, honestly, horror or not. And this is, of course, Psycho. And this is the all-new 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray of the film. This is the only film in the set, as far as I know, that's actually available separately. But I got it as part of the set here, and for the first time ever, this movie is actually in its original uncut form, as it originally was premiered way back in 1960. And I have to say, this is another great release from Universal here. This is the only Blu-ray, standard Blu-ray in the set, that actually has a new Blu-ray. All the others are previously released Blu-rays. This has a new one because the extra disc on here actually does have the two versions of Psycho as well. So you get the R-rated and the uncut version, which has never been released until now. For the sake of this review, I actually watched the uncut version because I've been dying to see this for a long time. I actually didn't even know that there were edits made to this film so it could be recertified as an R rating. I did not know that, and to be honest with you, there's not a great many changes to the film. It's more, some of the violence had been trimmed down a little bit for the actual release. Again, the release that's been on home video and on TV for many, many years. And honestly, I really like the uncut version way better, even though it's very minor changes. I think it's a more complete film, and it's of course the original film that Hitchcock wanted everybody to see. So I really like that we finally have that now. But really, how does this movie look? That's the big question. This movie looks absolutely spectacular on 4K. The fact that this is a 50-year-old movie, and the 50th anniversary was not too long ago, actually, this is amazing. This is an amazing piece of work from Universal here. They have restored this movie to perfect quality. And of course, it being in 4K with the HDR, it really just ups the ante in every way on this Blu-ray. The movie is crystal clear throughout. There is a fine layer of grain. Again, it was shot on film. This is not... this is way before the age of digital filmmaking, but it looks perfect. I mean, I don't have any complaints about the picture. The grain is never distracting at all. It's extremely minimal. You may not even notice it, to be honest. I think there are some really, really beautiful just shots in this film all throughout. And even though the movie is in black and white, the HDR on this disc really does a lot for this film. And you may think, why does HDR make a difference if the movie's only black and white? How could that really make a difference? Well, much like my review for Schindler's List, again, another movie that's almost all in black and white, with the exception of maybe a couple minutes of the end of the film and the famous shot, the little girl with the red jacket. The movie is all black and white. This is all black and white. And I have to say, the HDR provides a level of clarity here where you get more shadow detail. You get very, very deep, dark blacks like they should be. The movie is not lightened up at all. And I did notice the movie does have a darker tone to it than previously released versions of this film on Blu-ray and DVD. The whole movie looks a lot darker, but with the HDR, the whites are really bright, When they don't want it to be very bright, it can be kind of a medium white, and it's very hard to describe until you see it. But the movie as a whole is enhanced so much by this because you do get the level of lighting that Hitchcock originally intended this film to have. The movie is very dark at times. I mean, it's a dark story, but the nighttime scenes that are peppered throughout the film really do jump out at you now, and it really does feel like it is nighttime. It's dark, you're not going anywhere. There are a few shots in the film that have not aged well. Again, this is something I didn't really get a chance to talk about with the releases for Rear Window and Vertigo, but there is some rear projection, especially in the scenes where Marion is driving, and you know, you can see the rear projection is very, very noticeable now. But it still looks pretty good, I'm going to be honest with you. It didn't really distract me at all. But those shots of her driving, and you can hear what she's thinking in her head, those famous shots, they still look great. But again, the technology has not aged well. But the movie looks fabulous. I had no complaints. This is a beautiful, beautiful Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray from Universal, I should say, and the picture on this is stunning. I mean, there's no word of a lie. This is a fabulous release from Universal, and I really love the fact that they went all out on this restoration. You can really tell the movie is pristine, and I mean that in every sense of the word. This looks like it could have been recorded yesterday. It is that good looking. It's sharp. The detail level is ultra high in this, to the point where you can even see like little fibers on clothes, and the little hole that Norman peeks through in the hotel. Again, it's very, very detailed, and I loved every moment of it. I think this is one of the best 4Ks that I own. This set is really impressed me so far, and this movie is no different. Now, the sound on this disc is also impeccably done. Now, this is the other film in the set besides Vertigo that got a DTS-X mix, and the DTS-X in this is spectacular. I loved it. It does not really do a lot of overhead effects. There's not a lot of usage in terms of the full immersive audio, but what they did do was they put a lot of the music in the surrounds. They put a lot of really great use of the score. Sound effects that are in the movie are well placed. I didn't think it was a massive change from the original audio track that we've had for all these years now. I think it's a big step up from a surround track that was on a Blu-ray years ago. I really liked it. I thought this DTS-X really made the movie so much more, I want to say it's not, you know, I wouldn't say it's immersive, but it really does make you feel like you are listening to this film with the best audio possible. And with the music and the sound effects, the dialogue is crystal clear as well, by the way. I never had any problems with dialogue on this. I really thought they did a great job with taking this movie, which probably only had a mono track, stereo at most, for a very long time, to that full immersive audio mix. I think they did a great job with it. They did not tamper with the sound in any way that would affect your enjoyment of the film. It really just made the movie way more enjoyable, and I really liked it. I thought it was great. I really liked that mix. On top of all that, there are a ton of special features, the making of Psycho being the real big one here. The making of this film, all the way to the release, is detailed in this, and it really is a spectacular watch. If you don't know much about the film, this is a movie that has an incredible behind-the-scenes story, and it's great that they put that in here. There's also some featurettes about the sound of the film, which again is another really big cutting-edge piece of this film. Even down to like the storyboard sequences for the shower scene. Again, a lot of great stuff on here, and all the special features are actually right on the 4K again, so I really love this disc. Overall, I mean, this is one, if you just want Psycho by itself on 4K, get it. I mean, this is well worth it, but in the set, this set is worth 3 times what they're selling it for. I mean, this guy got this for about 60 bucks. I mean, they could have charged 100 and I would have bought this thing and I would be satisfied. Honestly, I really love this set so far. One more movie to go in the set, which is, of course, The Birds. And another one of my favorites from Hitchcock, but Psycho really blew me away. I was really a little concerned about how it was going to look with the black and white, but they just did a phenomenal job on this release, and big hats off to Universal for that. They did a great job. Until next time, I'm Andrew Cavanaugh. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing you content like this. Until next time, please stay safe and take it easy.